action. Alrighty, welcome everybody to round one. Let's tell our players that they are good to go. And let's get into this action. Applechips number 3 on the leaderboard right now. Doing pretty well, and I'm sure looking to get a few more points here tonight. Did one mulligan and then tossed it back. Looks like almost takes you back to the rat stays here with this, with the rat cage and the courtier in hand. It seems like a pretty decent keep.
Yeah, I did miss that little fact. Indeed, you said the rat cage in the deck overview. It is, of course, like you have the carver with the shrine like core, but there's also the rat cage aspect in this list. So yeah, this looks like a solid keep.
Jez, on the other side of things, this is going to be an obvious mulligan. I know that you can't see the hands, just told them that they're good to go. Just a one power hand with a lot of expensive cards. Not really what you're going to want to keep here. So we're going to see a mulligan there. Also, thanks to MLNTN, hopefully everyone enjoys the new ticker down at the bottom here. We've got a automated ticker pulling directly from Battlefy, so you'll be able to get no more making the TOs, update things by hand on the back end. We'll have some automated results there. All right, just waiting on our players to get started. So like you said, I know it's been a little bit of a lull here for Eternal getting back into it. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get back into, what's been going on, what the throne meta looks like. I know that, we got, I think the next open expedition. I think the next open's expedition as well. So even that'll make things not as much focus on throne. So we'll have to see how this plays tonight. Jez going to keep that one. 2 power, transpose, Jotun Hurler, roast the Walking Glacier, permafrost, and Tamaris. So this hand really needs a sling.
I think this hand also really just needs more power. Like
that as well.
As long as Jess can find more power, I think he's looking okay here.
All right, Chip's going to start off with a Crack the Earth. Let's just get a 1/1 on the board. Start those mediocre beats.
This is mediocre beats deck. Until there's a shrine, I guess.
Yeah. And that actually works pretty well. Look at that synergy, using the Crack the Earth and then getting 1 damage in before sacking it to Arcasol.
Oh, that's the good old combo right there. I love it. I have not seen that in such a long time.
Back in the days when Cultist was dominating everything.
Yeah, I think this is looking pretty rough for Jez here. Like, if he doesn't find more power now, this is getting out of hand.
Yeah, no third power. Already. Yeah, there's the Skycrag Silex, and unfortunately that's going to come in depleted. It will be that third power, but it's going to be depleted here. So very slow out of the gates here for Jez.
I think that Tamaris should be able to stabilize, if I'm recalling correctly, whether it was dealing damage to flying or non-flying.
Without flying. So yes, that would help stabilize. That will take care of all the rats.
It's just going to be a question of whether Jez can keep up with like the constant creation of the rats, because there's hailstorms, of course, in the deck as well, and then he's got the snowballs in hand, so he'll be able to stabilize at least in the early game. But once those are all run out, we'll have to see if he can keep up.
All right, so Jez going to go here with a Crafty Occultist, going to discard Crafty. Now a little bit tougher to cast. You got the double fire, double primal influence now, but going to discard and get a Granted in, draw up a couple cards. Also drew a Hailstorm, so that'll help stabilize a little bit. If there's anything going well for Jez right now, it's that Jez is still at 22 health. I guess that's the one thing going for them. Although, again, did hit that third power, but did not draw a power off of that Crafty flip, so still stuck at 3. Applechips, on the other hand, up to 6 already.
And not looking like they're slowing down anytime soon.
Let's put a whole bunch of tough Totas in there, make some more. That came from this Azrite Prixis, as you mentioned, the Tota Circle and the Azrite Prixis both out. At the end of your turn, draw a card for each Totemite you've played. Tribute, put 5 2/2 tough Totas into the top cards of your deck. So Applechips doing a lot of setup, but getting everything set up the way they want it here.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I'm not sure historically how the matchup between Sling and Shrine usually goes, but I can't imagine that Applechips will have a big problem with his board being wiped once or twice now.
Yeah. Jez luckily did hit that fourth power, so somehow Jez actually hasn't missed a power drop. It's kind of
Yeah,
incredible, but Jez gonna go out and play this the Kenna the killer out here. 4-5, gonna take out that Courtier. No surprise there. That's gotta take out one of those engine cards. Try to slow down Applechips a little bit, and that's also, of course, the one card that's not gonna die to Tamara's shift.
yep. I don't recall whether Jez is running any relic hate in their market.
Let's check it out. So Jez's market is Bam Sneaky Peeky, Cover from the Storm, Siege Breaker. So there you go. Sudden Schism and
Yep.
Turn to Seeds. So they do have a Siege Breaker in there.
Yeah, I don't think one Siege Breaker is going to be quite enough against a deck like this.
No, probably not.
And yeah, I
Bizarre
was just
Stampede. There you go. That's
I was
going to
just
give
about to mention.
yeah, +1/+1 for each relic. So because Applechips has 4 relics, that's +5/5 to the board, or +4/4 to the board, making those all 5/5s, and that's going to take care of that. So Applechips going to go up 1-0. That one felt pretty one-sided. Not to say that Sling can't compete in this matchup, but it seemed like Jez was a little bit slow out of the gates, and Applechips was sort of goldfishing there.
I'm kind of surprised that the Hailstorm wasn't used instead of like a Kenna, or I think he could have even used it the turn before, but like I was just about to mention before he grabbed it out of the market, like there's 2 Crack the Earths in hand, and there is 100% the Stampede in the market, and
Right.
I think especially with open deck list, but even in closed deck list, you know that's going to be in the market. So yeah, I'm kind of confused that the board wasn't wiped turn before.
Yeah, either from the Hailstorm or even the Tamaris, both could have done some damage there, helped out, stabilized a little bit. All right, game 2 is ready to go. Let's head down and check it out. Applechips up 1-0. Tell our players they're good to go. Sorry about the delay on the prediction, everyone. We'll get that prediction out there. A little bit slow off the gate, but as we mentioned, it's been a little while. We gotta shake off the rust a little bit. Ilya saying that looking at the hands may have been a mold of 6 for Jez instead of keeping that 7. That's possible. It did
I think I agree. Yeah.
a little bit of a rough hand. Are we going to see the exact same start? Crack the Earth for Applechips. We might see the exact same start here. Hitting, and then we see the Arcasol bargained here. There we go.
And that is the classic. As I said, it's the good old start, and I love to see it.
Good old start indeed. Applechips up to 3 right off that. Jez going to go with the Skyguard Blueprints, and oh, I got to tell you, same situation. Jez only had 1 power in hand, had to use these blibs with 2 Blueprints to draw powers 2 and 3, which is fine to get you your power, but it really slows you down. You know, you can't be making no plays until, you know, turn 3 or turn 4 and having to use all your turn to just draw your power. The Blueprints are helpful, but you don't want to have to rely on that.
For sure.
So this almost looks like an exact mirror of game number 1. Oh, I'm sorry about the team logos as well. Like I mentioned, shaking off some rust. Yeah, almost seems like an exact mirror of game 1. Things seem to be playing out the same way here. Applechips crack the earth into Arc of Soul, into Lethrai Courtier, into a rat.
Is this not exactly the same?
I mean, pretty much is, right? With Jez being a little bit power screwed. It's just exactly the same.
Yeah, I can't imagine this matchup going a lot of different ways than we saw in game 1.
Yeah.
especially like I think the nerfs in this situation actually are so like important. The nerfs that happened to Sling, where Overwhelm got removed from, I think it was 2 units lost to Overwhelm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, that hurts this matchup insanely bad.
At least Jez did get Sling down this time, so that's one slight difference from the last time.
True.
All right, strategize here for Jez. Gonna try to dry out of this, but I mean, I hate to call it too little, too late because it's still at 22 again. But yeah, without getting some of these rats down, and I think you mentioned last game, rats were just Applechips at this point has been able to set up, can rebuild.
Yeah, the thing is like I don't think this matchup goes the way Jez wants it to, purely because in at least in my experience as well, like maybe it can go differently, but in my experience, wiping the board against this strategy is like it's only effective, of course, if you can push the board through while they're rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
But with Sling having lost like so much overwhelm and just the general inconsistency of sometimes you just don't have it in Sling. Sometimes you draw the wrong half of your deck to deal with like to apply the pressure while they're rebuilding. Yeah, I just don't think that this matchup can go in many beneficial ways for Sling.
Yeah. Thank you, Cassandra, so much for the 7-month resub. We really appreciate all the support you do of the community and for the TNE stream and series. So thank you so much, Cassandra. Really appreciate it. Heads up to you, my friend. All right, here comes that hailstorm. So that'll take out most of the units, but we still got the Swindler out there. And as you mentioned, the damage might be done already. Going to follow up with a snowball. That's going to clear the board. But Applechips is going to be able to refill here. They do have a Rat Cage, 2 Pitfall Traps, as well as a Shrine to Carve It and a Display of Knowledge here. So Applechips going to be able to start getting some more units out. 2 cheering stations.
Oh, so he tutored up a cheering section and top decked one. Pretty funny.
Hilarious. I don't know about them being mismatched, one premium, one not, but that's all right. Applechips, get a pass.
I would say it's unacceptable, but I do this all the time. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is just going to showcase exactly what was going on. Where like the board wipe is like it. You need to wipe you need to keep the board relatively clean because of like the threat of like this bizarre stampede and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you just if you have no pressure to apply while they're rebuilding, you're just going to get hit by the same thing like just 5 turns later.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a very temporary band-aid solution, but Applechips is going to be able to rebuild fairly quickly. That does slow down a little bit, though, so this is sort of Jez's opportunity. Is there something you can do here to start getting some advantage? Jez has a second copy of Sling in hand, also has a Kenna and a Siege Train, so potentially if you wanted to try to turn the corner here, I feel like you need to hit the board now on this turn when there's a little bit of an opening. And then, you've got an Obstructive Flicker that could potentially... Obstructive Flicker is a little awkward, though, because it's attacking enemies, so it's not going to take care of those Totemites unless they get bigger, and if they get bigger, then they're not going to get hit with Flicker, so it can't really answer them effectively, at least.
Well, the Flicker is, like, amazing into, like, a Shrine attack.
Yeah.
So, at least there's that. But, yeah, the Bizarre Stampede is gonna... Well, but the Flicker can deal with the Bizarre Stampede, right? So... I guess that is the other way that it goes in favor of of Sling, is if you can keep up that Flicker.
Yeah. Alex F Gaming, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate you being here. While Jez is thinking about this, looks like we've actually got a lot of rounds done already. We got Pleasing Sky 4 taking it 2-0 over Duocat, Alex Fierro 2-0 over Croge, Alexandros Gray 2-1 over Kolokoma, TDK Tempest Dragon King taking it 2-1 over Gato Sujo. And what else we got? Phoenix 2-0 over Marten. So Boxer and Spifferific, 2 very good players tied at 1 game apiece.
I think you are correct. I think hitting the board here is probably like the best plan. But there seem to be a lot of options that are being considered. So
That is true. It does seem like this is a lot. I guess I'm not sure what we're thinking about. I mean, we could be thinking about how to use our power most effectively. You know, hitting a siege train is a little awkward, but you also can keep up obstructive flicker. So siege train plus flicker seems pretty good. You can kinda keep treasure trove, kinda strategize, kinda keep up flicker. You could hit another sling. I don't think I like playing out another sling because it means you can't play a threat this turn. So I don't love. I think Jez has had the setup time. I think now you gotta try to turn the corner here.
I think so. I think there's two things I would be considering here. Is like, so sure, you're like Applechips is still kind of rebuilding. So getting out the second sling might, like, if you're not scared of dying next turn, then getting out the second sling is a pretty good idea. If you can like set up the sling to then follow up with maybe the siege train to like deals about 40, it deals no 10 damage to Applechips' face, because they're all going to be like 1 health units. On the other hand, though, I think you actually should be scared of dying. Like, he has the obstructive flicker, but of course Applechips doesn't know that, and I don't know if he's going to play around it, but technically with a Bizarre Stampede there is lethal.
All right, looks like they may have a question about some decklist issue or something. So let's see if we head over. Let's see if they're getting that resolved. See if we're getting that resolved. Let's head over and see if we can catch the end of Boxer versus Spifferific, as these players are on game 3 while they get that one resolved. Sorry about that, everyone, but we want to keep that action flowing. And thank you, Croge, so much for the sub. 4-month resub. Thank you so much, Croge. Welcome. We appreciate that. All right, what are we looking at here? Oh, this sling again? Boxer running sling.
Yep.
Although, looks like Spifferific's got the answer for sling too. They got Sabertooth Pride Leader in hand right there. Spifferific's got 2 copies of Amberlock, a Coveted Gemstone, a Grodov's Burden. Good old Combre ramp over here.
Looking pretty rough if Spiff can't find a board wipe there.
True.
I think like an equalized would be pretty magical.
Yeah, in hand, just that Sabertooth Pride Leader in hand and a Combre painting. So nothing else going. Although I do love this. What are the totem over here? Is this new? This gotta be like a.
This is one from the pre-order.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's a nice little totem Spiff's got going here. Love it.
Oh, ignore me, by the way. Equalizer wouldn't have done anything. This is transpose in hand.
True. Yeah, Boxer's looking pretty good. There's another copy of Sling, but yeah, Boxer's got 11 coming here. Gonna have to use the Pride Leader to block. Have to use the Pride Leader to chump block here. That's not the best. That's not the best mode of Pride Leader.
No. Especially not when the Sling follow-up is there.
Yeah. Good old Torch. All right, second copy of Pride Leader here. I guess theoretically Spiff should be able to do the same play again, although now there's a Torch in hand for Boxer, so it's, well, I guess you gain what? Gain 3, chump block the Rust.
Is that enough? Because there's a transpose as well.
Yeah, probably not. Gonna use it now.
Oh no, he's gonna go for the Sling.
Yeah, that's just gonna be game. Thanks to that Torch.
Yeah.
Torch to the face, lethal. What is this? 2019? What are we doing here? Seems like it's been a while since we've had that.
The transpose even just stops this completely.
That's true. It does. Yeah. That's gonna. Well, I'm not even sure Boxer really cares about that. I think Boxer was just thinking, does this matter? Does this change literally anything in the game here? Amberlock gonna go first. Gonna grab the Stormhalt Knife. Was that one of the Amberlocks? No, that was the Coveted Gemstone. I'm sorry. Coveted Gemstone. Gonna grab the knife from the market there. Gonna take out the Kenna. That puts the Terrific up to a virtual 9. The Transpose. Gonna grab Turn to Seed.
Oh, right, because with
Oh,
the
the
torch that.
torch. Yeah,
So,
there you go.
yeah.
So gonna turn it into an O2 seed. That little seed can die to the torch. Boxer, one of the best players in Eternal, gonna take that one. 2-1 over Spifferific. All right, welcome back to the booth, everyone. Let's see what other games we got going. I know they did say they were working out an issue on the Applechips Jez match, so we are going to take. Looks like we should be able to get Uric U versus Noverb, two well-known players that we haven't seen too much of. So let's see if we can dive in and capture Uric U's side here, going up against Noverb. They're tied at 1 game apiece, so looks like Uric U is on Feln. Noverb also on Sling. I guess people are still on Sling, huh? Even after the nerfs, you got some good players on Sling here.
Yeah, there's I mean, Sling has 4 decks in the tournament, and the only other deck with more than 1 copy is Combre Relics at 2. Yeah, it's truly is a like just bring a comfort deck or like something that you want to play.
Sure. Get that scoreboard updated. Noverb and Uric U here. Ron says we're in for a standstill. Yeah. Ooh, there's at any cost with 11. Look at that. Uric U's got at any cost on the top of the deck, drawing that one with 11 Shadow Influence.
Yeah, so he gets 12 next turn and just domes Noverb for 24.
Yeah. There you go, Rost here, but I don't think that's going to matter because Uric U's just going to go face.
Yeah, the transpose would have been the only way to stop this, I think.
Yeah. Fix the hand cam a little bit here.
Yep, pretty much exactly as mentioned.
Yeah, Uric U's going to take that one. Alrighty, let's see. This is the fun time, right? We jump around to see which matches are still going. I think that might be it. Let me check on. Let's hop back to that Applechips one, see if they are resolved or not, because I think that's the last one left. Give me 1 second, everyone. Yeah, I believe that's the last match left. So let's check with the TOs, see if they are. See if they are back. It looks like they're still paused there. All right, so here's what we can do. I don't want everyone sitting here staring at a blank screen because they're still stuck at that same spot, and this is our last match. So we're going to go to a very short break. If they resolve this, we'll bring it back immediately and jump right in as soon as it's resolved, but we're going to go to a quick break. I'm going to chat with the TOs, see if we're going to resume this match or if there's going to be something else going on. So sorry about that, everybody, but that is... Everyone else is finished, so results are Pleasing Sky 4, Aroma Nova, Alex Fierro, Uric U, Alexandros Gray, Tempest Dragon King, The Boxer, and Phoenix. We will get those players. Those players are the winners, so we'll head to a very quick break, and either way, I'll be back very shortly to let you know what we're doing about this match. See you soon, everybody. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. So we did confirm there was a deck list issue. So Applechips had an illegal card in their deck. Their deck list was incorrect. So that's a game loss to Applechips. So Jez took game 2 because of that issue. So now that is resolved. Applechips fixed the issue going into game 3. So now we have tied 1-1. So Jez versus Applechips here, tied 1 game apiece. Going to go in here to game 3. All right. So what do you think of this hand from Applechips, Ash?
It's got relics. It's got a Lethrai Courtier. I think it looks good.
It's got power, relics.
Yeah, looks good. There's nothing like there's no setup pieces, so he's missing like a rat cage or something to get him going. But I hope like the card draw might get something working for him. Oh, and there's a Carver, so that does something.
Well, no argument for Jez about being power screwed this time. Jez does have all the power they need, so we'll have to see if that makes any difference or if it's just a tough matchup for Sling here. Applechips going to go get Carver out there, so 2 engines, if you will, out already in addition to some relics.
So currently, the board wipe situation for Jez is a lot better, as in he can now actually like get rid of stuff and not have it just be rebuilt.
Mm-hmm. All right, Snowball. That's a good answer to Carver. I did fix the hand cam, everyone. I tried to make it wider, so you should be able to see the full hand now. My apologies.
I don't think Applechips is going to be happy to see that cheering section go.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the market that he can crack for that's any use right now? Oh, the Swindler.
Swindler, yeah, that would do it. I like that you can grab that Bizarre Stampede from the market. But not going to be as useful here. But it's nice that that's sitting there waiting for when you're ready.
No, it's just he just needs some form of unit creation, unit generation now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Swindler into Rat Cage is probably what we're looking at. These snowballs have been pretty painful.
Yeah, those are like the best snowballs possible. Get your free value from.
Both of these snowballs have killed a Carver and discarded a unit generating piece.
Yeah,
for Applechips.
They have, and Jez was able to discard the hurler to Crafty, so it actually gave him a 1/1 too. So it did all that plus gave Jez a 1/1.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
All right.
I can't imagine we'll see anything other than the Swindler here.
Yeah, Crack the Earth here. Going to get that 1/1 Cultist. Yeah, Applechips thinking about it. Can actually go with Jotun Hurler here. That's interesting.
Okay.
And then get discard. So really wanted a Snowball. Or maybe just wanted 2 cards. Just to keep cycling through. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I'm kind of confused about that though, because surely the Swindler is the more like guaranteed play, as it were.
Yeah, I'm not sure. All right, now the Kenny here. You know, unfortunately for Applechips, just a little mix-up, honest mistake with the deck list. But yeah, now a little bit behind here in Game 3 after being in such a dominating position in Games 1 and Game 2. Well, Kato's going to give a couple units here. Display of Knowledge looks pretty good. I mean, Applechips doesn't need much, right? You start getting some units and gets a Shrine to carve it out, and it's going to be very difficult for Jez to do anything. Jez not having a sling or anything yet, so just sort of playing a fair game plan right now.
Unfortunately, though, we are missing the sack outlets for the Shrine. It's pretty painful that both of the carvers got hit.
That is true. Sometimes you're so used to seeing all the sack outlets being there that sometimes you just forget that you actually need that piece.
Yeah.
All right, Siege Train here. So Jez finally able to play some big units. Got a 4/5 flyer. Got a Siege Train. Applechips down to 14.
Siege Train is, I think, actually one of the maybe even one of the best units in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
The
overwhelm
overwhelm
helps.
helps so much, yeah.
For sure.
And the piercing shot, like being able to like choose piercing shot for if it does eventually get removed, I think that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Also have a transpose in hand as well, in case Applechips somehow they need that. Not super relevant right now, but Applechips going to go with a pitfall trap. My worry here for Applechips is it's just, I don't know, it's kind of spinning gears. I feel like Applechips isn't really getting out of the problem, the jam they're in right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is the display that puts an attacking unit away as well, so the Siege Train can be dealt with, but there's still 4 damage in the air coming through, and perhaps this crafty just gets flying. Okay, it doesn't, but
yeah, but like you said,
yeah,
you called it on here, the overwhelm on this Siege Train plus theoretically piercing shot. It's gonna be really tough for Applechips' deck to deal with.
he actually didn't display. Is this like just planning to shrine to carve it and sack the Kato?
Could be, but I feel like you need more units, right? It's only gonna
Yeah, I
hit with
think
2.
Yeah. Well, you'll hit with 3 because of the unit that comes out of Kato.
Mm-hmm. True.
Or maybe there's a rat cage here to hit for more.
All right, there's a cheering section. There's a kindling carver. So there's your shrine to carve it plus kindling carver.
I'm not quite sure what's going on here because there's a cheering section, but he doesn't live.
Right.
I'm pretty confused.
Lethal in multiple different ways for Jez.
I'm not entirely sure if Applechips could have lived with the shrine play. Maybe
maybe not.
Find a rat cage.
Yeah.
Like if you find a rat cage, that's two extra rats.
All right. Well, we did end up getting sack. So did end up getting sacking in. Gonna get the shrine to carve it as well.
Okay, I think I am horribly confused as to what happened here.
How did Applechips get the bonus power? Was that one of these?
Yeah. Oh, the cheering section. Oh, I forgot that cheering section has a second line of
Once
text.
per turn, you may sacrifice any number of totemites to get 1 power each this turn. So was able to hit and get some lifesteal damage back, but unfortunately not enough to survive.
Flicker.
Yeah, the obstructive flicker not going to be enough.
So it actually got 0 health back.
Yeah, I got
Wow.
0. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, unfortunately for Applechips, Jez is going to take that one. Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles, but that is round 1. Luckily for Applechips, there's a lot more rounds left tonight, and there's a lot more tournaments left to play. And with the